Well, got a couple of album reviews for you all. Good morning, everybody. Okie dokie. For some reason, I chose these two to play. These are the couple I bought 2 days ago for $1 each. Richter plays Rachmaninoff, and this one is just no piano, just a symphony. Now, for some reason, I don't understand why, but see how he's bald? I am too, but I sort of got a few fluffy bits on top, but at least I haven't got those huge things on the sides like that. It's not a good look. And he's actually Ukrainian, but he was born in that communist Russia thing. So they call him a Russian, but he's actually Ukrainian. There's another bald bastard. Have a go at that. Now look at the guy that's behind him. He's got a nice haircut. He looks almost like a pop star from the 50s, or 60s. So what's with this bullshit, What's going on here? Okay, let's get on to the music. Now, I had high hopes for this because he is considered the master of Rachmaninoff. And I have seen him on YouTube, not playing Rachmaninoff, but some other thing. He's one of those very enthusiastic piano players. I mean, like, he really bangs the bloody keys, the keyboards. It's I wouldn't say I'm disappointed. Oh, by the way, this it's a little bit crackly in parts, but it's bearable. It's a great piece of music. It really is. But I have a CD here somewhere with someone else playing the piano, and I much prefer it to this. He sort of attacks the piano a bit like I call him sort of like the Jerry Lee Lewis of the classical world, or if you want to get all smarmy and smarty pantsy, he's sort of like the Keith Emerson of the prog world. I can imagine this Richter stabbing the keyboards with knives while he's playing. It's sort of, like listening to him play the piano. It's like having knives stabbed into your brain. I can understand, technically he is brilliant, but there's something lacking. Because Rachmaninoff is very emotional music, extremely emotional, especially his piano concertos. And I just, I'm glad it only cost it all. There's nothing wrong with it, but I'm just overly critical because I'm, just the way I am. But yeah, there it is. So that's my review of this one. And now this one, I think I remember Brahms from when, they taught us classical music in high school and bits in primary as well. That's where I got my love for it. And it's a bit like, some people like Ben Rankin's, you'll never get it because you need to hear this stuff when you're very, very, very young without any other music before. Like, if you understand, I grew up in the 50s and there was no rock and roll basically when I was born. And when it did come on, it was like, it wasn't rock or hard rock or anything. So, what you heard on the radio was sort of soft music, and so your brain was used to that, and so it was easy to get into classical at that young age. It's a bit like if you've never eaten an oyster, if you don't like oysters and tripe, which is the lining of a cow's stomach. See, we grew up after World War II, and we ate a lot of offal. You know, we'd have we used to eat liver, kidneys, brains, the stomach lining of a cow. And how did I get onto that? Oh, that's right. So when you're young, I loved all that stuff. But if someone had served me up a plate of liver or kidneys or tripe on a plate as an adult without being taught how to enjoy it as a child, I'd throw up. A lot of people can't stand tripe because and it's like oysters. The best rock oysters in the world were the Georges River rock oysters, just a few miles from where I grew up. But unfortunately, when they built all these suburbs further upriver, up near Liverpool, all the shit and piss from all the bloody people that moved into the homes got into the Georges River and put diseases into the oysters. This is true. I'm not bullshitting. And killed them all off, human shit, stinking excrement. So the best rock oysters in the world were totally eliminated. And they brought in the Pacific oysters, which are much bigger, but they got no flavour at all. They're rubbish. Rest in peace, the Georges River rock oyster, the best oyster in the world. I couldn't stand them as a kid at first, so my dad said, look, you dip it in tomato sauce and swallow it whole without chewing it because they're sort of disgusting. But as you grow up and get older, you learn to appreciate and savour the flavour. Um, you learn to chew it and you don't need the tomato. And of course, the greatest of all is oysters Kilpatrick. It's just gorgeous. Oh yeah, bit of bacon and Worcestershire sauce. So Brahms is the opposite of the Rachmaninoff in that I knew this would be fairly innocuous and inoffensive, and it is. It's incredibly innocuous, incredibly inoffensive. I would like to have this played on permanent loop for serial killers who have been given life sentences for, and this would drive you insane. It would drive it. It's they would prefer the serial killers would prefer to hear AC/DC and all that shit, but this would really, really fuck them over. They wouldn't like it at all. There's no anger, no hate, no emotion, no nothing in Brahms. But he was all right. And I've got to say, a $3.65 Ace of Diamonds Decker sounds very, very good. It's just it's elevator. It's elevator music written 100 years before there were elevators. Anyway, that's enough for today. So I hope that's of use to you, and I'm just warning you out there: don't go wasting your money spending 1,000 Deutschmarks on a mint copy of either of those. I paid $1 each for those, and I feel like taking them back and getting my money back. Too rude.